Abai was a renowned Kazakh poet, philosopher, and educator who lived in 19th century. His working idea inspired the Alash movement, a political and cultural effort to secure the Kazakh autonomy and self-determination. The life and works of Abai. Abai was a prolific poet, philosopher, and educator who championed Kazakh cultural and intellectual tradition. He advocated for social and educational reform to empower the Kazakh people and enable their progress. Abai's poem and writing explored themes of spirituality and morality and the human conditions, serving as source of inspirations for many.
Міржақов Дулатов, Бейімбет Майлин, Кудайберген Жұбанов, Жүсіпбек Аймаутов, Сәкен Сейфуллин, Мұстафа Шокай, Ильяс Жансүгіров, Макжан Жұмабаев, Ахмет Байтұрсынов. Alash.
The Alash autonomy and its political vision. The Alash movement sought to establish the Alash autonomy as self-governing political entity for the Kazakh people within the largest context of the Russian Empire. The Alash leaders advocated for modernization, democratization, the protection of Kazakh language, culture, and national identity. The Alash autonomy briefly gained international recognition but was ultimately suppressed by the Bolshevik regime in the early 1920s. The role of Abai's poetry in the Alash movement. Abai's poem and psychological writing provided a cultural and intellectual foundation for the Alash movement, effort assert Kazakh identity for autonomy. Abai's work with blended Kazakh traditional with Western ideas helped connect the Kazakh peoples to broader intellectual and political currents. The Alash leaders used Abai's poetry to rally the Kazakh people and inspired their fight for self-determination and national sovereignty. The cultural and intellectual legacy of Abai. Abai's work catalyzed a cultural and intellectual renaissance amongst the Kazakh people, inspiring a new generation of poets, writers, and thinkers. Abai advocated for educational reform to modernize Kazakh society and empower the people through knowledge and learning. Abai's writing explored profound themes of morality, spirituality, and the human condition, cementing his legacy as a philosopher and a thinker. Abai's poetry and ideas continue to shape Kazakh national identity and inspire Kazakh and Central Asia to this day.
The influence of Abai and Kazakh national identity. Abai's writings and ideas have become deeply ingrained in Kazakh national consciousness, fostering a strong sense of cultural identity and pride. Abai is revered as the founding father of Kazakh literature, with his poems and prose serving as cornerstones of the Kazakh literary canon. Abai's emphasis on education and intellectual development has made him a revered figure in Kazakh educational and academic spheres. Abai's works reflect a deep concern for the social, moral, and spiritual well-being of the Kazakh people, shaping Kazakh social and cultural values. The Alash movements fight for Kazakh self-determination. The Alash movement sought to establish the Alash autonomy as self-governing political entity for the Kazakh people. The Alash leaders fiercely resisted the Bolshevik regime's attempts to suppress the Kazakh national movement and its aspirations for self-determination. While the Alash autonomy was ultimately short-lived, the movement's legacy of Kazakh nationalism and self-determination endures to this day. The ongoing significance of Abai and the Alash legacy. Abai's enduring legacy. Abai's poems, philosophical writings, and educational reforms continue to shape Kazakh identity and culture. Abai is revered as the father of Kazakh literature and a symbol of Kazakh intellectual and cultural renaissance. The Alash movement's legacy. The Alash movement's fight for Kazakh autonomy and self-determination remains a source of inspiration for Kazakhs and Central Asians. The Alash movement's fight for Kazakh autonomy and self-determination remains a source of inspiration for Kazakhs and Central Asians. The Alash autonomy's brief existence serves as a reminder